Finding your next 5 to 10 clients isn't as far off as you think. In this video, I'm going to break down some of my top strategies to inject cash flow and sales and new client enrollments into your business that you can use specifically mostly on Instagram, but wherever you have an audience, this is going to work. So I'm going to just start sharing my screen and I'm going to walk you guys through this entire playbook that I have. And if you'd like a copy of the playbook, go ahead and DM me over on Instagram, the word playbook, and I'll send you a copy of this for free. And yeah, over the last 5 years, I've been collecting a lot of these strategies. So if I'm ever feeling like I want, additional cash flow, or I really just want to serve, or if I really just know there's a lot of like low hanging fruit in my audience and I want to make an offer to people, these are the strategies that I always turn to. So as a coach or a course creator or a content creator, there's always going to be ways to make money. And I'm going to give you guys my top strategies today in this video. So let's go ahead and share my screen. And real quick though, if you're new here, my name is Hudson. I'm a 7-figure business coach, and I primarily specialize in helping coaches and content creators and course creators generate leads on autopilot with ads, leveraging the power of Instagram. And I've done it all really for the last 5 years. So I've gained a lot of different skills, and I've pretty much done it. So although I specialize in ads and Instagram, there's a lot of things that I can help you guys with. And I want to break down today how to really create an ecosystem and an environment of sales, because when you get into the environment and the momentum of sales, once you catch that momentum, it's like riding a wave. You want to keep it. So let's get into it. Let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to give you guys real life examples. And like I said, if you want a copy of this entire playbook, please let your girl know over on Instagram. Send me a DM with the word playbook by itself, and I will get it to you. Okay, so let's dive right in. The first thing that you can do to start, injecting cash flow into your business or signing your next 5 to 10 clients is I want you guys to realize that you are right one conversation away from your next breakthrough. Okay. So even if you don't have this like massive audience, even if you don't have a million people on your Instagram or on your email list, it doesn't matter. There are people that are sitting on the sidelines that are watching you, waiting for you to basically make a move. And this is where this playbook is really handy. Okay. So first things first, I call these cash injection posts. So I've been calling them that for the longest time, but essentially a cash injection post is basically what it sounds like. The goal is to inject cash into your business. So what you can do here is wherever you have an audience, okay, so stories, feed, if you're in Facebook groups or school groups or what have you, you can make this type of post. Okay, so essentially the core of the post is I'm looking for 5 idle clients who want to achieve whatever result it is that you help them with in this amount of time frame. So for me, I could essentially say I'm looking for 5 coaches who want to start to sign high ticket clients without leveraging organic social media in the next 90 days. Comment the word ads below, and I'll send you over the details. And if I was doing this, I would post it on my stories in a 1-part story, or I would send it out to my email list, or I'd post it on Facebook. Really, wherever you have an audience, we're going to post it in all those places. Okay. So, and then from there, you can have a quick conversation and book a call. If you do sales calls, or in my case, we don't do sales calls, I'd send them either to an application, or I'd send them through a VSL, or I'd send them to one of my free resources. And then from there, I would just get straight to the business. Okay. Which would be ultimately, in this case, I'd be looking for somebody to join me in either an intensive or into one of my higher ticket offers. Okay. So that's basically what that looks like. And on Facebook, I'll just show you guys what this looks like. I made these posts a million times, you guys. So they kind of look like this. So it talks about like, and that's just one variation I just showed you, but this one is like, specifically it's formally called like a 2-step post, but I call them cash injection because that's the goal, is to get them into conversation, into taking the next step. So you can see here, feel free to screenshot and use these, but that's basically what that looks like. Okay, so you can share a case study. You can ask them if they want your free training, if they want, your free masterclass. If you have any type of lead magnet, you definitely want to use that. So feel free to screenshot these and use these. But it's really calling out your ideal client if they want something for free, or if they want a conversation with you, and then taking them to the next step. So that's your first cash injection strategy. Use it everywhere. Okay. So from there, and if you want to automate this too, I have some DM automation templates and tutorials. It's gotten so much fancier on Instagram. So definitely check those out. I'll leave those in the link below. So you can check those out if you want to automate some of that conversation in those replies. Now, number two. So number two, I call it the Our Call Tomorrow email. So this works really good if you do sales calls. So I don't use this email anymore, but I use it so many times. I've made so much money from it. And if you do sales calls, this is great. So essentially what it looks like is this. So the subject is Our Call Tomorrow. And then you guys can see the template here. Feel free to go ahead and screenshot this and word it in your own way. But it's basically just letting people know that you have a call available, right? You have spots in your calendar available. So this works really, really phenomenally because it allows you to move people from sitting on the sidelines or on the fence to knowing that A, you have availability, and B, that you can solve their problem, and C, if there's an option to solve their problem together, you have an option for them to do that, which is really nice. So this is really nice because it doesn't like bait and switch people. It pretty much just tells them like straight up from the jump, like, hey, this is how I can help you. And you're being very clear. You're giving them a 1, 2, 3. And this helps with like ensuring that you're getting the best fit people on the call, because there's people probably sitting on your email list or, you know, in your audience that's been waiting. Okay. So this kind of just like, I like to say, it kind of just like wakes people up from the dead and gets them moving. So the goal is always to start conversations. So this is another way, and this has worked so well. Like I said, I was doing this in like 2020 and 2019, and it just worked super well. So definitely leverage Our Call Tomorrow email. And this usually will book, you know, depending on how big your email list, like this normally book me 6 to 10 to 15 calls. And I wouldn't use it all the time, but once a month, it's good if you're growing your list consistently. Okay. Number 3 is going to be content, everybody's favorite, right? So content is really powerful, obviously, because content is what sometimes attracts, but also does a lot of nurturing. So for me, content is really, really important from a place of like kind of like waking people up from the dead, like I said, essentially. But on your specific platform, and on Instagram, this works really well, especially if you haven't posted in a while. This works really, really well. So there's different ways that you can leverage content. You can use content that leads straight to conversations. Those conversations are going to turn into leads, and then leads turn into sales. That's the whole sales process, you guys. So if you want more sales, you have to have more conversations, whether that's conversations one-to-many or one-to-one or manual or automated. Conversations are king. I literally, my second major digital product, Conversations That Convert, literally went nearly like semi-viral just because it was about how to talk to people like a human being and then move them through the sales process. So as long as we can leverage content on our existing platform, especially on Instagram, we can re-engage people that may need to see your offer in a different perspective or be reminded that you have an offer. So I have a couple examples here. Right now on Instagram, what's working really well is carousels and reels are working really powerfully. And I do have a resource called Reels That Convert that kind of walks you through how to make these like really catchy reels that work with the algorithm. So definitely check that out as well. But here's some examples. So here is specifically, I use this carousel over on Instagram, and it brought me in probably close to like $1,000 worth of sales. And it was awesome. So it's just a carousel with my face. And people always ask, how do you make these this carousel? I literally take a photo, a vertical photo, I upload it to stories on Instagram. I don't actually fully upload it. I upload it and I type my text, then I save it, and I type my next text, save it, so on and so forth. These literally take like 10 minutes to create. And then I basically just give them a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. process on how to achieve the result they're looking for. And then from there, I leverage mini chat, which I've talked about so many times, to get them to comment. And as you can see, like I had 191 likes and I had hundreds, maybe not hundreds, but definitely like 50 or 60 comments on here. So that was actually, let's look at our insights. I ended up having, I did end up not boosting it. I did turn the ads on for this like a week ago. But before that, I literally had like 80 comments. So as you can see, I got 191 likes, 150 saves, 92 comments. And that's half of those comments are me. So about 40 to 50 comments and then 18 shares. So this was a really good piece of content. And for it to take me 10 minutes to make like $1,000, like sign me up all freaking day. Okay. So these are people that have been sitting in my audience that have came through from ads, but maybe necessarily haven't bought anything yet. So this is kind of like waking people back up and getting them to make a move on whatever digital product I wanted to sell that day, which specifically, and this was my ads that convert. So that was really awesome. So yeah, so definitely leveraging carousels. Instagram is really prioritizing carousels right now because they're really shareable, and Instagram carousels keep people on the platform longer because they have to scroll and read. And recently, at the time of this filming in September 2024, essentially Instagram, now you can do 20 carousel slides. You can only do 10, but in the last couple weeks, they've updated it to 20, which is awesome. So just an FYI, but this works really well. I got 3 followers from it. So, I'm all about it. All right, so that's an example of a carousel. And then here's a good reel post. This is a case study post. So this is a little bit more long-winded as far as the copy, but it was just like me celebrating my single mama who's a client. She got 60K months. And I shared proof there. And then I basically just broke down one by one how she did it. I broke up, I gave one call to action at the beginning of the caption. I broke it up with an emoji. Here's how she did it. 1, 2, 3. And then it doesn't look as great on desktop. It looks right on iPhone, but for the example, it works. And then basically I sent people through to my mini course, which is great, which is my basically my video sales letter that basically, it's not really fully a VSL, but sort of, but it basically nurtures people through our process on how they can get support. So yeah, so I sent people to that and we resulted, I won't name out who became a client on here, but we did have a couple of people become clients from this, which is great. Okay, so now, so that's number 3. So posting content with a very specific CTA to drive inbound conversations and inbound leads. Inbound just means they're coming to you. That's what inbound means in the marketing world. Outbound means is you're going to them. Inbound means they're coming to you. Okay, number 4 is, y'all know my favorite, shout out ads, but leveraging really simple ads to drive inbound DM conversation. So if you guys have bought an ads that convert from me, if not, definitely check out ads that convert or supercharger reels. But if you create reels using the reels process that I teach in reels that convert, you can basically turn those reels or even those carousels right into ads and then just be driving conversations. And every time you get a new follower, every time you get a new lead, you're essentially just having a conversation with them, asking about their pain points, their questions, their goals, and then moving them along the process. And if they're a good fit, you're moving them to apply or book a call with you. Okay. So that's another way. It's super simple, but you can use really simple $5, $10, $15 a day ads to do that running in the background. Okay. Number 5, this is so, this is something that I still almost 5 years into the game that I'm still sometimes have to take a deep breath on, because I've been doing, and it's called making a new offer, but I've been doing this for, I don't know how long, but almost 5 years, like I said, but I sometimes have to remember that at the end of the day, there are people that are not going to buy my high ticket thing. There are people that are not going to buy the ads thing or the reels thing or whatever thing that I'm teaching, but there's always going to be something that I can turn into a digital product that is related. And I'll give you guys an example. So for example, I, for a long time I taught conversations, right? How to take conversations and turn them into sales. Now, I've had the digital product since 2020. So recently, it's all very similar, but recently a lot of people have been like, okay, I don't necessarily want to start with ads yet. Is there anything else I can do to get reach on Instagram? So I was already creating reels. I had really good success with reels. So I created reels that convert, and that flew off the shelves, you guys. It was absolutely, absolutely nuts. So simply by being able to make a new offer or a new product out of something that I already had, I was teaching my clients inside of Leads on Autopilot this. I just took what I was teaching and made it into a 2-hour workshop. We sold 5 figures of it, within the first couple weeks, over $10,000 worth of a $197 workshop. So the power in making a new offer is amazing, because how the human brain works is that we love new, we love shiny, it is what it is, right? So we have to play on human psychology in a powerful service-based way, not in an unethical way. But when we play on it in a service-based way and we meet people where they're at, that's when we really change the game. So give yourself permission to make new offers. Now, this isn't to say every other week you're making a new offer. But like for me, I've been in the game for a long time, and sometimes it's just nice to give your audience something fresh and something new, right? Just like if you have your favorite pair of jeans for 3 years, at some point you still love those jeans, and those jeans you're still gonna rock them. But at some point, right, at some point you need to buy a new pair of jeans, okay? And your audience may just need to see something spun a little bit differently, right? It just needs to be freshened up. So just look at the market, look at your industry. What are you already teaching but you're not talking about, and make a new offer, okay? So let me kind of show you what that looks like on the Playbook. So basically what you can do is reconnect with all old leads or anybody that's in your current audience in the last 6 months. And I do mean all, okay? So if you're like, we got to inject cash in the business, or we're trying to have our highest month, right? Just because when I say cash injection doesn't mean that you're at the bottom of the barrel. Like you're not. You're just looking at how to increase your revenue and how to get more people served. So when you make a new or special offer, this could be like chat access. People severely underestimate strategy in consulting. I don't care what niche you're in, right? So just remember that people want proximity and access to you. So if you can give them that, like you can charge the highest amount for that. You can charge the highest amount for proximity. You can charge the highest amount for done for you. Like there's always these different pathways that you can take. Okay. So there's some examples: VIP days, strategy calls, power hours, pick my brain, what have you, 2-hour intensives, what have you. So here's kind of how you can lead into that. If you're connecting with an old lead or an old client, I would say like, hey, Latice, I've been thinking about you, and be honest, right? Like I've been thinking about you. It's been a minute since we spoke. How's your love life, right? How's that guy that you were dating or whatever you helped somebody with? That's one way to lead in. Or you could say like, hey, so-and-so, last time we spoke, you were really looking to, want to get on the path to marriage. Is that something that you're still looking forward to in 2024? That could be a really great way, because you want to open up that conversation. Okay. Then from there, you just kind of want to like validate them and just say, super cool. Love that. That's great. Last time we spoke, I know that maybe your highest ticket program wasn't right for you, but I do have a shortened version. I have this new offer. I have this new digital product, this new course, and I think you'd be a great fit for it. So would you be interested? We always want to do permission-based, right? Especially if we're coming into somebody's DMs. Now, if you were just talking to them like a couple days ago, that's one thing. But if it's been somebody that you haven't spoke to in a while, you always want to use permission-based conversations, because the more that you get permission in the sales process, the more that they're disarmed. And when they are disarmed in the sales process, the more they're going to open up and be receptive. Okay. We want to disarm people because we don't want people feeling threatened or on edge or violated. So the more that you can ask permission, the better. Okay. So I'm not going to read through this whole script, but you guys kind of get the gist. Take a screenshot, DM me the word Playbook on Instagram if you want this whole thing for free. But basically, this is just walking you through how to start that conversation with an old lead. Okay. So it's not awkward or weird. Sales is easy, you guys. It's just a conversation. Okay. From there, ultimately wait for the response, get the permission. If they're game for it, send them the details through a doc or through a checkout page, and then be good with it, or book a call with them. Okay. And then here I kind of walk you through just a step-by-step on how to structure like an intensive or a really short container. I give you all the details there. You can typically price it between $500 and $2,000. And it could be like a 90-minute call. It could be 2 weeks. It could be a month. An intensive really is a short period of time. So I really wouldn't go longer than 30 days, but most of you can get away with doing something for 2 hours or half day, VIP day, etc. Okay. So I kind of walk you through that. All right. Number 6 is a 9-word email, the 6th way to inject cash or sales or clients into your business. So I will say, disclaimer, this is not my original strategy. I can't remember the original creator because I think so many people have taught this, but I made mine a little bit more unique and a little bit more custom. So instead of using 9 words, I put my own spin on it. So the subject, you guys, I promise you, the best subject line ever, real quick, hey or hey name, like hey Latice, or hey, or real quick. These are the best subject lines if you want high open rates. You shouldn't be sending hey every day. Okay. These are something that you use like once a month, right? Or once, every 4 to 6 weeks, etc. Then from there, you would say, are you still looking to accomplish X result? Are you still looking to lose weight in the next 90 days? Are you still looking to find your husband? Are you still looking to learn how to build your dream home? Whatever it is that you help somebody with, ask them that. If so, I have a special one-to-one offer for today. And I know you'll love it. Hit reply and I'll send you over the details. So make sure that it's at a reply address that you have access to. And then you're going to see the DM starting to, or the email starting to come back. So you want it to be easy and clean. So make sure it says hit reply and I'll send over the details. From there, then you can send over all the details. I typically send over an offer doc with like, it's a Google Doc with all the details of the offer. And then I send them like, hey, at the bottom of the Google Doc, it's like enroll now. I usually, the offer that I've done this the most with is my intensive. It's a 30-day intensive. And I usually do it once my list has grown by a few hundred people. So we send it out probably like once a month, once maybe every 3 to 4 weeks, just because our list grows relatively quickly, simply because we are running ads and things. But I usually send it to one of my intensive offer, right? So, and that's actually a high ticket offer. It's not inexpensive. So it's in the high 4-figure range now. So, and it's 1 month of coaching with me, and we get a lot done. And that offer sell every time I send it out, it sells every time. So it's awesome. So you may not be at that level yet where you have that authority, but you will build your way up. And the more that you consistently show up, you're consistent giving value, you will get there. Okay. So start off with maybe it's just like a 1-hour session. Maybe it's a 2-week intensive, right? You can work your way up, but doing this on a, routine basis really gets people to increase your open rates via email from leads that you've gotten in from ads or various places, but it also just lets people know that you have other options to work with you. But we're doing this all behind the scenes. We're not blasting all these different offers everywhere. These are all behind the scenes, and part of my email marketing strategy, when I say be seen and be everywhere and meet people where they're at, is that when they first find you through your funnel or your ads or even your organic content, you're just presenting the best offer for them. And if that's not the best offer for them right now, then you're going to have other options. And this is why doing these cash injection activities or these revenue producing activities is really important. Okay. You can kind of see here the guidelines on doing that. The next one is a direct offer. I'm not going to fully go over this one, but essentially it's just basically, let me open it up. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know it would open up right here. So basically this is a example of a done for you cash injection I did. I did this actually back in October 2021. And so over almost 3 years ago, and I literally made $10,000 just from this post in like literally 18 hours. It was the most insane thing. So it definitely works. So definitely feel free to use it, switch it up, obviously, but it needs to be like, I don't love when people say a no-brainer offer, but that's kind of what it is. It needs to be an easy yes offer. I like that better. It needs, like, people are DMing me, send me the link, send me the link, send me the link. Easy yes offer. And I think with this one, I did do a guarantee, but I don't do that anymore. But nobody used a guarantee. Like, I got everybody results that came in through this offer. So, because I knew I would, which is why I put the guarantee on there. But you don't need to use a guarantee for it to sell. Just make it an easy yes, make it like $1,000. I'd say the threshold for this is about $2,000. So anything between like 250 and 2,000 money. Okay. So direct offer post is truly, it's a direct offer. It's asking people to directly respond to the offer and buy. Okay. So you can post this on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever you have an audience. Okay. Number 8 is email flash sale campaigns. I actually have a whole YouTube video on this. I'll link it below. But basically, I took this concept. I took this email marketing concept from retail, and I used to work at Target for a really long time. And when I looked at that, there were always, every Sunday, we reset the ad in the store, and every Sunday there was a sale. So I'm like, why am I not doing that in my own business? So these email flash sale campaigns are basically, I do them Thursday through Saturday. We call it the Thursday upgrade. And basically we flash show one of the many digital products that we have. Now, you may not have a bunch of digital products, so you can't do this every single week with the same product. That's kind of awkward. But if you have 3 or 4 or 5, 6 different products, you can put yourself on a schedule. And what I like to do is, based off the holidays, I map out our digital product sales. So sometimes it's not always a Thursday through Saturday, but regardless, we try to do it Thursday through Saturday. And if it's like Labor Day just passed, we'll do like a Labor Day sale, and we'll do that, the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But we personally have found Thursday, Friday, Saturday overall works the best because people get paid on Fridays. So yeah, and people are in just like a little spendy mode towards the end of the week. So that could be another great option. But these flash sales work super firely because it's like a direct sale. You're asking people to buy, and people love to buy and they love to be sold to. So we do this 2 to 3 times a month. The more digital products that you have, the more that you can do it. If you only have like 2 or 3, then you need to space this out. So DM me the word playbook on Instagram to get the links to this, or you can watch my YouTube video and you can download the templates and stuff. Well, you can watch the resource that breaks down how this works. And if you'd like the templates, then you're going to need to go ahead and join Emails That Convert, which is a workshop that I put together, which one of my clients, Elizabeth, she literally was like, when she bought the workshop, like a week later, she's like, Letice, I just made an extra 15K cash from Emails That Convert. So it's a fire workshop. Definitely look into it. But if you want to learn the strategy that is on my YouTube channel already, it's called This Email Marketing Strategy, maybe an extra X amount of money. So definitely look that up. Okay. And this works really well for a digital product specifically. Now, the last thing is the one story sell specifically on Instagram. So I already did a video on this as well. So I did this a couple weeks ago. I made $6,000. It works really well. And I do this all the time in my stories because Instagram really prioritizes engagement. So basically the story, let me try to find it really quick. Basically the story strategy on Instagram is like, let all your past stories expire. And then from there, what you want to do is let all your past stories expire. And then from there, you're going to post a story just like this. I found it. And then it's just basically going to be asked. And this is, I sold a high ticket offer through this, my intensive, but you can also sell a digital product, a workshop, what have you. But basically it's just like asking them a really powerful question, telling them the things that they don't have to do to get that result, share some social proof, and then from them, tell them to DM you the word with a specific keyword. And you can also give them the investment up front. If it's a digital product, if it's 1,000 or less, I would put the investment. If it's more, tell them to DM you for more details. Kind of similar to the 9-word email strategy, but it's basically a lot more than 9 words, but it's on stories. Okay. So yeah, if you want this, DM me the word story over on Instagram and I'll send you the template, and feel free to copy and use. And like I said, I did this and a couple clients came in right away, which was great. So Instagram stories really just, it just really, really thrives off of, that engagement. Okay. So you want to get as many people to see your stories. And when you're asking people to reply to you, it's going to boost your engagement. I did this the other day. I got like almost 1,100 story views, and my normal, and I've grown my following just with ads and organic. Have not bought bots or anything like that. My story views are normally on a good day between 300 to 500, like just for transparency's sake. So when I do this, my story views get between like 800 and 1,200, which is awesome. And the more people that see your offer, that's the more opportunities people have. And the more people that see it, the more sales you will get. It's just basic universal law. Okay. So that's basically it, you guys. That is the 9 different pieces that you're going to need for cash injection and consistent enrollments and to get your next 5 to 10 clients. But the last thing I could say is that sharing social proof is your top salesman. Every single content, well, almost every single content should have some sort of call to action. And really, sales are simply energy. Once you get into momentum, just keep it up. You got to keep the consistent enrollments, got to keep the consistent energy, got to keep the consistent opportunities that you're sharing. And there's always going to be people that are ready to buy. You are literally one conversation away. Okay. So hopefully this was really helpful on how to get your next 5 to 10 clients, or next 5 to 10 digital product sales, what have you, or selling your next 5 to 10, services. It all works. It's really just a matter of having the right strategy and the consistency in place, and making sure that you're utilizing every opportunity to get people in the door. Okay. So if you'd like a copy again of this playbook, DM me the word playbook over on Instagram. And then there's also going to be some resources like in the bio, where if you want to learn how to do reels, check that out. Emails, check that out. And yeah, I'll have other resources below if you want to automate your DMs. That's been like probably one of the biggest game changers, is automating my DMs. Okay. So if I can give you guys one last piece of advice before you go just balls to the wall doing all these amazing things, it's just pick 2 to 3 to start with. I gave you a lot today. Don't overwhelm yourself. There is a lot here. Don't overwhelm yourself. Get started, pick 2 or 3 things, pick the lowest hanging fruit, on Instagram. If you have an audience, start there, then send out the emails and do the story post. Pick 2 to 3 this week. Get after it. There are people willing and ready to buy from you. They just need you to show up and give them the opportunity to buy. Okay. Sales is easy. Making money is easy as long as you have the right strategy and the right structure and the right frame of mind in place. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a follow, give me a like if you liked it, and let me know which one are you going to start out with below. And like I said, I hope you found value in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.